Just feeling the weight of your body. Just lying here, completely supported by the ground. So you can just really start to let all the muscles relax. Maybe you have to kind of say to yourself, I relax my legs, my feet, my hips. Sometimes we need a little reminder to ourselves to consciously relax, especially if we've been holding tension that we're not aware of, or it just has become a habitual pattern. So just really consciously scan the body, noticing where there might be deeper, more subtle areas of tightness. And maybe throughout the practice we begin to get into those places a little bit more. Taking some deep breaths in and out through the nose. Just really settling in for a few moments, some stillness. Just enjoying and inviting that stillness in. Just feeling the breath moving in and out of the body. So what are you experiencing right now? What sensations are you tuning into? Maybe there's some smells, some tastes. Maybe you can hear some things around you. You can feel your skin expanding, the warmth of your hands wherever they're resting, the air that surrounds you, and maybe what you can see behind your eyelids. So really tapping into our senses in this moment of stillness. Consciously drawing our attention to what we're experiencing rather than the interpretation of those experiences. So easy breath in, easy breath out. Just noticing and observing our senses. And then maybe, perhaps here, we can begin to draw away from those outside sensations and move inwards. So what are we experiencing inside the body? What sensations are you experiencing here? Maybe the breath coming in and out of the nose. Maybe there's a little rumble in the tummy. Maybe you can feel little points of discomfort. But as you ground into this stillness, you're just again consciously aware of the body from the inside. This might feel quite easy or natural, or this might feel a little bit challenging to really tune inwards. But again, no judgment. Just let yourself experience what you're experiencing. Easy breath in, easy breath out. Maybe all you can hear now is just the audible sound of your breath. Maybe all you can feel is just the rise and fall of the belly. Everything else is just drifted away. And we are now completely and wholly aware of the breath. Just the breath. does the breath make you feel as you breathe in, and how does the breath feel when you breathe out? Slow and steady. And then gently start to bring your awareness back from the inside all the way up and out of the skin, back into the space that surrounds you, taking in, again, the senses outside of your body. So what can you hear, feel, smell, taste, see behind the eyelids? Maybe you just gently begin to take an inhale and exhale out through the mouth. And with those exhales, you just gently start to find a little bit of movement through the body. Maybe you start to move the ankles, the wrists. You start to move the legs a little bit. Maybe shifting side to side. Maybe you bring the knees up to the chest, gently one by one. Again, maybe the eyes are closed, or you just gently begin to open them, taking in the colours and the light. But as always, no rush this morning, taking everything slow and steady. And maybe you just take hold of the knees now, just gently open them a little bit wider, and we just rock a little bit side to side. So everything's heavy, the ankles are heavy, and we're just rocking the lower back, just gently moving side to side, a little bit of an abdominal massage. And then maybe you start to take some circles with the knees, opening into the hips, maybe pedaling it out. Just enjoying a little bit of easy movement. And then we're going to bring the feet to the ground. So just let the feet drop to the ground, take the arms out to the side. So your feet are probably hip width apart maybe, and then just gently drop the knees over to the left. Maybe you hook the left foot on top of the right knee. If that feels a bit too much already this morning, just keep the foot on the floor. So you can add a little bit more if you want, but we're in a wide-footed twist here, so the feet aren't together. There's just a nice openness. And maybe you gaze over to the right, breathing now in and out of the nose, that nice audible Ujjayi breath, that ocean breath. And then gently we bring the feet back up, back hip width apart, and take them over to the right side now. Again, take the right foot, hook it on the outside of the left knee if that feels good. One side might feel more open. It's all okay. Try not to judge yourself. Maybe the foot just rests on the floor. Lovely, just enjoying a little bit of warm up through the spine. We're going to move through some twists today, so hopefully it should feel really nice from the week, easing out the spine, and then gently inhale, bring it up. Again, draw the knees into the chest, give yourself a lovely squeeze. And feel free here to take the hands to the back of the legs. You can rock and roll up the spine, or you can just roll all the way over to one side. Just listen to what you're feeling, what's your vibe this morning. But we'll all meet in a cross-legged position, so just bring yourself to an easy seat, Sukhasana. And then I invite you to change the cross of your legs. So whatever your usual cross is, swap it over. So that just changes up the patterns of the way we sit and the way we move. It's nice to mix things up a little bit. And then just inhale, lift the chest, draw the chin up. A little bit of a cow here, and then exhale, round through chin to chest. So just a little bit with the upper back. We're not forcing or pulling. Inhale, come through. Exhale, round. Lovely. And then maybe on your next inhale, we just start to take some circles with the hips. So a gentle seated here, cat-cow. but maybe we're moving and twisting the spine. So just moving in big or small circles. Maybe you just want to hang out here for a little bit with your chin down, pushing the shoulders away. Or maybe you're really enjoying coming forward. Maybe you stretch the arms behind you. So have a little play with where you want your arms to go as well. Maybe you want to stretch the arms. Maybe you want to bring them in front of you. So, no expectation, no judgment. Just see where you go. Maybe you start to twist a little bit. Just notice where the movement takes you. Lovely. So just a couple more breaths here, in and out of the nose, going the opposite direction. And then we'll come back through center. Inhale, reach the arms up, big stretch this morning. Exhale, take it over to the right, just gently rest the left hand down, right hand behind you, and maybe the gaze just follows with the twist. So you don't have to turn over the shoulder, you can keep it in line with the spine if you want. And we're just moving up from the rib cage and then twisting through. Keep grounded through the sitting bones. Lovely. Inhale, come all the way up, big stretch. Exhale takes us over to the other side. So again, just gently resting the hand on the knee. We're not pulling ourselves, we're just moving with the twist. Maybe the gaze just follows through. Again, keep grounded through the sitting bones. Exhale, lifting up from the rib cage and then twisting. Nice. And then we'll come all the way back through. And then just take the hands to the back of the neck here, and with your fingers and thumb, just give yourself a little bit of a shoulder neck massage. So the traps here just kind of running from the base of the neck, maybe all the way up into the base of the skull. Feel free to maybe drop the head down, really, maybe put a bit of weight on, but just gently give the neck a little bit of love here. Maybe you draw it over to one side, stretching out. Try not to pull too much on the neck, but just gently rest the hand there. Feel free to leave it there, and then maybe swapping, just kind of stretching the neck a little bit, maybe dropping it down, taking some rolls. Be very easy, gentle on the neck, maybe all the way up. If you're enjoying that neck stretch, one really nice stretch to do is to take hold of the back of the skull with your fingers at the base, and then lift up from the hairline and really pull up the kind of neck area. And then just gently release the hands. We're going to come onto all fours now. So again, think about how we move through the transition. So how we move is just as important as where we end up. So coming into our cat-cow. Lovely. So just, again, untuck the toes if that feels good. Like me, feel free to put a blanket under your knees if you want to this morning. Drop the belly, lift the chin, lift the tailbone up. Exhale, rounding through, press everything away. Nice. Lovely. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, rounding through. Lovely. And then start to just shift a little bit side to side. So bump the hips over to the right, take the gaze over the left shoulder, and then swap it over. So shift the hips over to the left, look towards your right foot. Inhale, come through center. Exhale, shift it over, gaze to the left foot. So we're kind of creating this opposite effect of hips over, and then we gaze over the opposite shoulder. So hips over to the right, gaze over the left. Ground into the hands, so just moving side to side. Really easy here, but we're getting into the side body with a little bit of a stretch. Nice. And then come back through center, ground into the left hand, press away with that shoulder, engage the scapula and the lats here. Inhale, reach the fingertips up, open, and then we're going to thread it under, taking a little twist, bring the side of the head down. And then you can keep the hands here by the face. You can reach it up towards the top of your mat if that feels good. Or if you want, you can bring the hand behind you and just rest it on your lower back. So again, just listen to where you are this morning. How deep do you want to go? Where can you meet your edge? Keep the belly drawn in a little bit, hips over the knees. Breathing here, maybe you just let one exhale out through the mouth. Nice. And then slowly bring the hand back through center. Bring it all the way back up. Again, just shift side to side. Lovely. And then ground into the right hand this time. Inhale, lift the left fingertips up. Exhale, thread it all the way under, over to the right side. Again, side of the head comes down. You can keep the right hand next to the face, or you can reach it up to the top of the mat. Keep the belly lifted a little bit here, protect the lower back, or you can reach the hand and place it on the lower back. But again, just listen, tune in. Where do you want to go today? How are you feeling? Really try to get into the body. Notice the feedback that you get as you move through the postures, and then when we settle down, what feedback are you getting? How can you respond accordingly? Maybe again you take an exhale through the mouth, and then slowly begin to bring yourself back up. Lovely. We're going to take the knees wide. We're going to sit back towards the heels and take a nice child's pose here. Lovely. Forehead down to the ground. You can relax the shoulders, relax the elbows. If that's too much, you can create a fist with each of the hand and then rest the forehead down if you don't feel like coming all the way down to the forehead. So again, this is your practice. Listen, tune in. Lovely. So coming back up to all fours, gently bring the knees back in under the hips. And we're going to slowly just walk the hands out a little bit in front. And then we're slowly just going to drop ourselves onto the belly. Make sure the hands are under the shoulders. Press into the tops of the feet as we inhale, lift up to cobra. Exhale, release. We're going to do that twice more. Inhale, catch the wave. Squeeze the glutes, engage the back muscles. So we're protecting and building strength in the back body. Inhale, lift up again. Exhale, release. Lovely. And then begin to slide the arms forward, coming onto the forearms here. They're coming into Sphinx posture. So elbows are now under the shoulders. We're drawing the shoulder blades down and together. So we're engaging the upper back. We're pressing into the hip bones, pressing into the tops of the feet. We're not kind of sunk here. Some nice space between the neck and the shoulders. And you can keep the gaze down towards a point between your hands. Lovely. Nice. And then begin to turn your right hand in towards your elbow. So you're kind of resting kind of on the forearm now. It's parallel to the front edge of the mat. And then begin to bend your right leg up. Maybe that's enough for you here. Or maybe you begin to kind of shift the weight a little bit into that right arm. Begin to sweep your left hand behind you, and maybe you take hold of the toes. And then maybe you begin to push the foot away into the arm, or maybe you draw the leg towards you. So just a little bit of a stretch here. If you can't reach the foot, that's fine. Just work on drawing the foot towards you. Maybe you just work on opening through the arm. So take this at your own pace. Just one more breath wherever you are. So either you can make it a quad stretch, or you can make it a kind of like a shoulder stretch, a little back bend. And then wherever you are, just release the leg with control. Just bring the forearms back together, come back into Sphinx, lift the chest, and we'll take it to the other side. So bring the left hand in now towards the elbow. So literally almost kind of swing it in, and then we're resting on that forearm. Begin to bend the right leg up. Either we stay here, or maybe we reach the right fingertips round. We can take hold of the foot. Maybe we push the foot away into the hand, or maybe we draw the foot towards the bottom. It depends on whether you want to focus on the leg, the quad, or if you want to open up a little bit through the pec and the shoulder. creating a little back bend, but squeeze the glutes, engage the belly a little bit, press into the left forearm. Maybe you're just reaching the hand behind you, maybe you're just focusing on bending the leg. Maybe you are taking hold of the toes. One more breath. Exhale, release. So a little half bow there. And then just bring the hands together, create a little pillow, rest the forehead down, bring the big toes to touch, and then let the heels roll open, crocodile. Give the hips a little shake. Feel free to reach the arms out in front if that feels better. Or if you want, you can bring them down to the side of the body. Just taking one pause here. Lovely, and then we'll bring the hands back under the shoulders, reach all the way up, and then we're going to tuck the toes, just stretch back a little bit, coming into a bit more of a puppy pose. So stretching the feet, stretching out through the armpits, forehead is down, and then untuck the toes, walk your sitting bones all the way back to your heels, coming into a child's pose, sweep the hands behind you, forehead on the ground. Lovely, let the shoulders relax. Let the back body relax. Imagine you're breathing from the back of the rib cage. Lovely. Taking one more breath here. And then slowly bring the hands back out through to an all fours. Bring the knees under the hip points. Tuck the toes, stretch out through the right foot. Rock backwards and forwards here. Nice. And then draw that leg up, pressing it into an imaginary wall, and draw the knee all the way in and step it through, coming into a low lunge. You can adjust the back leg if you want to. You can take it a little bit wider or a little bit further in, depending on where you are. Loop the shoulders down, create some space in the neck, draw the belly up a little bit, and then inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Maybe you come out of the hips a little bit to stack the head over the heart over the pelvis, a bit more of a box lunge. Then when we've got that lovely alignment through the spine, nice space between the neck here, maybe we sink a little bit into the hips. You can keep the back toe tucked. Lovely. And then we're going to take a little twist here. So drop the right hand down towards the back leg, and then just stretch over towards the right side of the mat. So we've dropped the hand down, maybe it's onto the hip or it's behind you, and then we're stretching, maybe gazing over the right shoulder. Press into the front foot and then come all the way back up. Lovely big stretch. Exhale, bring the right hand down to the knee, left hand down to the ground. Maybe untuck the back toes as we twist up to the ceiling. Fingertips up or on the hip crease or on the knee, depending again on where you are today. And then exhale, bring that down. Just straighten through that front leg, coming into a runner's stretch. Nice. Again, play here with a little bit of stretching the foot forward and then lifting it back up. So planting the foot down and then bringing the toes back up to the face. What does that do to the runner's stretch? One more, plant the foot and then bring it back up. Lovely. Roll all the way through. Just lift the back leg, step back to plank. Take a little bit of a flow, so drop the knees lower to the belly. Inhale to cobra. Exhale, release. Slowly make your way up through to all fours. Feel free to keep the toes tucked as we take that kind of puppy dog, downward dog variation. Maybe the forehead comes down. We stretch out through the arms and we're sticking the bum up a little bit. Lovely, tucking the toes. And then we come all the way back through to all fours. Nice, bring the hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. This time, reach out through the left leg. So rocking forwards and backwards on the toes. Lovely. Stretching the fascia. And then inhale, reach that leg up, press away into an imaginary wall, lift up through the shoulders, bend the knee, draw it in, and step through to that lunge. Lovely. You can walk the back knee out a little bit just to lengthen if you've got that space. Untuck the toes or keep them tucked. Loop the shoulders away, lift the chest, and then inhale, lift the arms up. Lovely low crescent lunge here. Again, coming out of the hips a little bit, so you're not just collapsing into the lower back, just to get a little bit of engagement from the pelvic floor up through the spine. Lovely. And then maybe we sink a little bit. Nice. And then this time drop your left hand down and we just stretch over a little bit towards the left side now. Lovely. So we're not trying to bend all the way over, but we're just lengthening from the right hip all the way up the right armpit. You can rest the hand on the hip if you want. Lovely. And then inhale, reach the arms back up. Exhale, start to bring the hands down through center. Rest the left hand on the knee, right hand on the ground. And we inhale, twist, maybe you untuck the toes. Again, keep the hand wherever it feels comfortable, but twist, draw the shoulder blades together, left hip back. Nice. Lovely. And then exhale, bring the left hand down, frame the foot. Start to stretch through that front leg, coming into your runner's stretch, flexing the toes towards you, little bend in the knee, lift the chest. Nice. And then again, play here with planting the front foot, maybe lifting it back up. Planting the foot, so maybe just 3 or 4 times, just noticing what happens in the stretch here when you just play a little bit. Just making sure there's no pain, or there might be a bit of discomfort, but that might be where we're stretching some muscles or, you know, opening things up, but as long as there's no pain. Lovely. And then draw yourself all the way back through to that lunge. Lift the back leg, step back to plank. And again, lower the knees, lower all the way to the belly. Inhale, loop the shoulders, lift up, cobra. And then again, tuck the toes, lift all the way up. And feel free to come to a downward dog now. But if you would like, you can just sit the hips back, dropping the chest, coming into that little puppy posture. Or you can press into the hands and lift the hips up. But come into a really gentle downward dog. Bend the knees, come onto the toes. You know, relax the neck. Maybe walk the dog out a little bit here. No pressure, just an easy downward dog. Or maybe you're in that puppy posture. So again, it's all about just opening and lengthening the back body rather than working the heels down to the ground. And then wherever you are, we're just all going to walk ourselves up to a forward fold at the top of the mat. So nice forward fold here. So feet can be hip width apart or toes together. Relax the head, let the armpits hang out of the sockets. Lovely. And then inhale, catch a wave, lift the hands all the way to the thighs, lengthen the neck, exhale, float back down. Inhale, lift up, halfway, exhale, float, press into the toes, all 4 corners of the feet. One last inhale. This time maybe bring the arms out to the side, aeroplane, and then exhale, float down. Lovely. If you have a pillow or something that you might want to bring to the ground, you can. So just place it in front of you here. If you feel you've got the space, then that's absolutely fine. But we're going to bring the right hand in front of us, either onto the fingers or palm down, whatever feels good. And then we're going to bring the left hand to the hip, and we're slowly going to start to bend into the right leg and straightening the left leg, taking a little twist. Maybe you come up onto the right toes. Maybe this is enough for you here, keeping the hand on the lower back or the hip, or maybe you reach the fingertips up. Feel free to come up onto the right fingers. So just a little forward fold twist here. Lovely. Hand wherever you want it. And then slowly lower all the way back down. Just give the hips a little shake. Ground into the right, left hand this time. Just bring it in front of the face. Hand to the right hip and begin to bend the left leg. Twist open to the right side this time. Lovely. Keep try not to lock the straight leg out. And then maybe you reach the right fingertips up, or you keep them on the lower back. Maybe you come onto the toes of the left foot. Lovely. And then exhale, release. Just move your pillow or block out the way. And then we're going to inhale, roll all the way up to standing. Inhale, take the arms all the way out to the side, big stretch. Exhale, bring the hands down through center. Lovely. Just take a moment here in your mountain posture. Really feel the feet connected to the floor here. Nice. And then we're just going to move through some mountain twists. So you can have the feet a little bit hip width apart if you just need a bit more grounding. That's absolutely fine. Feel free to come to the middle of the mat. We're going to inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, draw the right hand behind you, open the arms out, maybe gaze over the right fingers. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, this time twist open to the left. Pull the arms away from each other. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist to the right again. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, reach up, twist to the right, and then one more time, inhale, reach all the way up, twist to the left. Lovely, come back through to center, reach away, and we're going to float all the way back down. Lovely. Nice, just let the head hang heavy here, bend the knees if you need to. Nice, and then plant the hands, we're going to step one foot back and then step the other foot back, coming through a little flow again, but just lower the knees, lower the belly all the way down. Inhale, bring yourself up to cobra. But this time just look over the left shoulder, look over the right shoulder, and then lower down. Press yourself up to all fours, and again, take the knees as wide. Bring your toes together, walk your hips back, get really snuggled, and then you can reach the arms out. Lovely. Nice. Just take a moment here to soften. Easy breath in, easy breath out. And then gently begin to walk your hands back up, coming through to all fours. Nice. And then take the feet together, just sit out to one side, and then bring your legs out in front of you. Feel free to sit on a blanket or a pillow or a cushion, just to kind of lift the hips up a little bit. But again, no pressure if you don't want to. That's absolutely fine. Lovely. And we're going to get our pillow again, and we're going to come to deer posture. So if you can, just get a pillow, place it to the left side of you. And we're going to bring our right foot behind us. I'm going to come to face you, so our right foot behind us, and we're going to bend our left leg in front. So they're kind of, the left leg's parallel, the right leg's behind. And then our cushion is to the left side of us. And we're just going to twist over towards the left knee, and we're slowly going to lower ourselves down onto the cushion. Or if you feel like you don't need the cushion, that's absolutely fine. And then we just let ourselves fold here. Notice where you're going to put your head. Is it to the left side or the right side? Is it on the forehead? So again, wherever feels most comfortable for you. We're just going to take 3 breaths here. So breathing down into the left hip crease, the glute, the inner thigh. Try and find a moment of stillness with one of the breaths. So really resist the urge to fidget. Breathing in and out of the nose. then gently on your final exhale, begin to lift yourself up with the inhale, coming all the way up. And we're just going to take a little counter twist. So twist over to the right leg and just bring your hand to the knee, the right hand behind you. And maybe you just fold forward a little bit. Maybe you just walk the hands out in front. So just countering a little bit there. And then bring yourself back up. Hands behind you. Take the legs out in front and just drop the knees side to side. Lovely. And then as you windshield wipe the knees, let the right knee drop over, the left knee drop over, and then we'll slowly bring ourselves back up. Drop all the way over to the right and then begin to find your deer posture on the other side. So we create that parallel with the right knee in front of us and the left knee's bent behind us, foot behind. Take the pillow or without the pillow over to the right side, twist over to the right and then begin to fold forward over that leg, maybe over the thigh. Rest the forehead down again in a position that feels comfortable for you. You can stretch the arms out long. You can create a little pillow with your fists if you feel like you can't go all the way today. Listen, tune in. Notice that twisting through the belly and the rib cage, can we create an expansive breath still through the back body? So if we notice the breath is becoming constricted, how can we soften that and make the breath move freely? So we always want the breath to be moving without obstruction. Again, 3 breaths here and see if you can find stillness, find something new, find something inspiring with the posture, maybe that you haven't experienced before. Notice if you're holding any tension unnecessarily throughout any other part of the body. And then finally, on an inhale, bring yourself all the way up. Just move your cushion to one side or pillow, and then again twist over now to the right, the left leg. Just gently bring the hand to the knee, just gently twist through, and then maybe you just begin to walk yourself and bend a little bit just to counter twist, and then bring yourself back through. Take the hands behind you, bring the feet out in front, and we'll windshield wipe the legs. Drop side to side to side. Lovely. And then just keep the feet planted on the ground. Take the hands behind you and then imagine you're sitting back in your hands. Loop the shoulders, draw the belly in. We're just going to do a little opening posture just to counteract that forward fold. Inhale, press into the feet, lift the hips, reverse tabletop. You can drop the chin back if you want. Lovely, squeeze the glutes and then exhale, drop it all the way down. Bring yourself back into Dandasana, staff pose. Move the fleshy parts away, toes up towards you. Lovely. Nice. And then take your hand towards the outer left side of your left leg. And then just open a little bit out towards the left side. So you might find that your hand moves away, but we're just twisting a little bit here. Legs out long. And then bring yourself back in, take it over. So now swap the left hand to the outer of the right leg and reach your right fingertips away. Try and keep lifted through the spine. You can gently bend the knees if that feels easier. Lovely. So again, we're just twisting, opening things up and bring it back through. Lovely. Inhale, reach the arms up. And imagine we're folding forward. Really bend the knees here and fold the belly onto the thighs. Keep the back lifted. Nice flat back, and then maybe we fold forward, maybe the knees begin to straighten, let the head roll wherever they fall, maybe you have got hold of the toes. Again, we're not pushing, we're not pulling, we're not forcing anything, we're just allowing now the exhale to ground us down. Lovely. Softening everything. And then inhale, bring yourself all the way back up. Take your legs out a little bit wider. So they don't need to be too wide, just enough where you can just begin to feel that opening through the inner hips, the inner thighs. You don't need to, crunch yourself. Find an easy place, a comfortable place. Again, bend the knees, flex the toes towards you. We're just going to gently move through some twists again. So we're going to inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, imagine you're reaching towards your right toes with your left fingers. Reach the right hand behind you. Maybe you can bend forward a little bit. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist open to the left. Maybe you can bend forward a little bit. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, maybe you can bend forward a little bit as you reach the hand behind you. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, maybe you can bend forward over the left leg, twisting. Inhale, one more on each side. Twist over to the right. Maybe you bend forward. One more inhale. Maybe you twist, and maybe you bend forward. And then inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, bring the hands down through center. Just place the hands here. Just gently walk yourself maybe onto your forearms, onto a pillow, a cushion, and just let yourself have a little stretch here through the inner thighs. Release the neck down. Softening. Keeping the toes engaged and active. Bending the knees if you need. So again, we're not forcing ourselves. It's not about how far we can get down or how low. We're just opening up the body in a different way. We're not forcing or pushing. And then gently bring it all the way back up. Just take the left foot in and just walk that right leg in a little bit. Keep it slightly out towards the side. We're going to come to Janu Shavasana. So inhale, turn towards the right toes. Inhale, reach the fingertips up. Exhale, fold forward over that leg. Let the hands rest wherever they fall. Notice if one shoulder is higher than the other. Can you just even out the shoulders? Imagine heart to toes rather than, although it's head to knee, imagine your heart to your toes. Lovely. Maybe you begin to lengthen your exhale here a little bit longer than the inhale to really signify this relaxing of letting go, of softening the tissues, the muscles. And although we've got some contraction going on, we're trying to find an easy path. So even though we are stretching, we're still stressing the muscles, we're still causing tension, but we want to do it in a slow, mindful way so we don't cause any pain, we don't injure ourselves. So please don't ever pull or force yourself. Inhale, come back up. Reach the right and the left arm all the way up behind you. Take the hand to the left knee, twist a little bit here. Nice. And then come back through. So again, take the left leg out, draw the right leg in. Inhale, turn towards the left toes, reach all the way up. Lovely stretch, and then exhale, fold forward. So imagine you're lifting up out of the hips and over, spilling over the edge of a glass or the wave spilling over onto the beach. And exhale, soften. Again, not pulling or forcing. If you feel that there's a beginning of kind of a painful stretch, ease out a little bit. You know, that we don't have to cause unnecessary tension without, you know, it's good to just take it easy. So maybe we're here, maybe the hands are on the knees, maybe we, with the lengthening of the exhale, just fold a little bit deeper. It's all a process, it's all a journey. It's just about exploring the body. And then slowly bring it up Gently reach the right fingertips all the way up and over behind you, and we twist over to the right knee. Lovely movement through the spine here. Exhale, softening, and then we'll bring it back through to center. Lovely. Draw the knees in. Again, you can get a blanket ready if you want to. So place the feet on the ground. We're going to come all the way to our backs now. So lowering all the way down. Rest the backs of the shoulders. Lovely. Just take a moment here. You can walk the feet as wide as your yoga mat. Let the knees drop in. Rest the hands on the belly. Take a moment here. Close the eyes. And then gently walk the feet back into the center. So they're now hip width apart. We're just going to move through some easy bridge flow. So snuggle the shoulders underneath the back. Draw the tailbone down, lengthen the back body. So we're drawing the belly button down towards the spine. Press into all four corners of the feet as you inhale. Lift the hips up, draw the belly in. Gently begin to engage the glutes here, so we're not just relying on the lower back. And then exhale, lower. Inhale to lift up. Maybe this time you bring the arms up as you lift. And we exhale, lower everything back down. We're going to do this 3 more times. Inhale, lift up. Maybe you leave the arms up overhead now as well as you lift, and then lower. And imagine you're moving the vertebrae one by one as you inhale, exhaling to lower. One more time. Inhale, lifting. And then exhale, lowering all the way down. Bring the hands back down. Lovely. Again, keep the feet as wide as they are, so about hip width apart. And then again, just drop them over to the left side. And again, if you feel like it, hook the left leg on top of the right knee. So again, coming into a little bind here. Just finding something different in our twists. Breathing deeply into the belly. Lovely. And then releasing that leg, coming all the way back up through center. Drop it over now to the right side. Again, hooking the right foot on the left knee if that feels good. So this just deepens the stretch now through the left inner hip crease, the groin area, the inner thigh. Again, finding something new, something different. If it doesn't feel good, then just unhook the leg. Listen to your body. This is your practice. Only you know how you're feeling. Lovely. And then come back up through center. Bring the left foot to the ground. This time, hook the right leg completely over the left. Just shift the hips over a little bit towards the left side. And this time we're going to drop the knees back down to the right. So we're all going to hook over today. So again, deepening that stretch. Maybe you find that a bit too much, so you just shift it back over. But again, we're just thinking about changing the twist. So seeing if we can find something a little bit more than we did before. And then slowly bring it back up, unhook the right leg. Hook the left leg over this time, crossing the leg. Shift the hips a little bit to the right as you bring your knees all the way over to the left. So we're going a little bit deeper than just hooking the foot on the knee now. You might notice it in your outer glute, coming down into the hamstring a little bit. Maybe across the hip bone. Again, if that's too much, just gently maybe bring the outer left shin to the knee. One more breath here. And then gently bring it all the way back up, uncross the legs. Lovely. And then just to finish off, feel free to take any final posture. This was quite nice to finish with a little happy baby. So bring the knees up. You can take the knees out to the armpits, and maybe you just hold here again, just holding the knees. Maybe you hook the arms under the legs and you just kind of give your forearms a nice little massage here. Or maybe you take hold of the sides of the feet and you draw the knees down. Maybe play with straightening, then bending. And find a little bit of rocking motion, just a gentle sway. Play with maybe bending, straightening, whatever feels good. Maybe you've got hold of the shins. Lovely. Pressing the feet up, pointing, flexing. Last little bit. Maybe rolling the ankles. And then as we draw the knees back in, if there's any other final posture you want to take, maybe you want to open the legs to a Supta Baddha Konasana, or maybe you feel like you want to take a little plow, maybe stretch the lower back, whatever feels good, maybe a full body stretch, whatever's in your practice that you feel comfortable doing. Just invite that in, and then we'll come to our relaxation. So coming into Shavasana, you can rest a pillow under the legs, you can lay a blanket over you. Whatever feels comfortable, just let that again be your guide. And as you get comfortable, you can put a jumper back on, some socks, just taking it really easy, really gently. And we'll be here for a few moments again. So as you start to ground yourself down onto your mat, notice that contact of your body. Whatever's in contact with the ground is your foundations. So allow yourself to be supported, to take root. So you can again really consciously begin to relax and unwind the body here. Imagine all your muscles and tendons and joints like a ball of string, and you just slowly begin to roll it out, unravel the string. It becomes loose. It's not as tightly wound. We can just begin to ease and flow. So find that easiness through the body. Consciously relax the whole body from the face all the way down to the tips of the toes. Again, start to now draw your awareness from the outside to the inside, experiencing the sensations in the body. Again, noticing the breath. Can you feel a pulse, a rhythm? Maybe you can feel your heart beating. What internal sounds can you tune into? Really embody yourself right now. The breath just gently begins to slow and soften. Maybe there's a faint audible sound of the breath. But you know it's there because there's this relaxation of the stomach muscles as you breathe in, and a gentle contraction of the diaphragm as we breathe back out. Again, finding the moments of stillness between the breath, those moments of pause, of silence. And really enjoy those moments, savor them, and see if you can lengthen them, see if you can really extend that stillness, that sensation of stillness with the breath before you take your next inhale or exhale. So finding the moments in between. invite you on your next inhale to invite something into your awareness, your consciousness, something that inspires you, your inhalation. And that moment in between the inhale and the exhale, let that really soak into your consciousness. And then as you take your exhale, let something go. Just let it leave the body. And then enjoy that moment after the exhale, before the inhale, of feeling just a bit lighter, a bit more effortless, a bit more carefree. And then again, inhale, inviting something in, enjoying that moment. And then releasing something with the exhale and enjoying that moment at the end. If you find your mind begins to speak up, the chatter gets a little bit louder, the thoughts begin to interrupt just the sensations, smile, just give yourself some thanks for your mind trying to help and assist you. Come back to just that simple inhalation, the sensation in between, and then the exhale, and the moment before the next inhale. Inviting in and letting go. And then just stay here for a few moments in stillness, and I'll guide us back when we're ready. Just stay in that inhalation and the exhalation and the moments in between. Easy breath in, easy breath out. Slowly begin to come back out of the body and into the space that surrounds you. Start to move, start to pay attention to what you can experience, the sensations, what you can taste and feel and hear. Taking some deep breaths in through the nose and exhale out through the mouth. Really sigh, let it go. And with those exhales, move in any way that feels good. Let the body be free with the breath. Just let it guide you either to a comfortable position on your back with the hands at your chest, palms pressing together, or making your way to a seat where we will finish in Sukhasana, thumbs in the sternum, bowing the head down. So wherever you want to finish today is exactly where you're meant to be. Take a big inhale. exhale, again, just let one more thing go, completely let it go today. And then we'll slowly blink the eyes open, press the thumbs